All right, back for another beer review, and today I'm reviewing a beer from the Hudson Valley Brewery, and they are out of Beacon, New York. And this is their Semillon Purelake. So this is a sour IPA that is brewed with Semillon grapes and lactose. Comes in at 7% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed. And at the time of review, this beer is approximately just over 2 months old. So first things first, I want to give a huge shout out to my buddy Andrew for hooking me up with this one. I actually hung out with him and some other friends at a bottle share a couple weeks ago, and he actually went to the brewery in mid-September, and he picked up a bunch of beer. He had some left over, and he threw one my way, so that's pretty damn cool of him. So I have reviewed a couple beers from Hudson Valley, and as I mentioned before, they are just all about sour IPAs. They do them extremely well. In fact, one of the few 5 out of 5 beers on my channel was their Amulet Sour IPA that was just phenomenal. One of the best beers I had this year, if not the best. And this is another sour IPA. So they're brewing this with it's raw wheat, flaked oats, and they are also using, of course, lactose, Semillon grapes, and then they are hopping this one with Citra and Hallertau Blanc. So yeah, I'm just, anything from Hudson Valley, I want to try, I want to review, and I want to get into it. So I actually had the Pinot Noir version at the aforementioned share with Andrew, and that one was delicious as well. So I'm pretty confident that this one's going to be tasty too. Semillon grapes, I guess, are used in white wines. I don't know pretty much anything about wines, but that's about the extent of it. Let's get this in the glass. So, yeah, it's funny. All of the beers from Hudson Valley, because they're using so much different stuff and it's sour, the head dissipates so quickly and you can hear the so-called snap, crackle, and pop. So this has like this, I don't know how it's going to come off on camera. I always say that because I don't know for sure. But this has this vibrant yellow, like almost like lemonade look to it. Had about a finger of a bright white head that is now dissipating to about a half finger. I'm sure it'll be a thin film momentarily. But that looks beautiful. You know, Chris says that I'm trying to hide. You know, Chris, what's up? You know what? I love doing it. It's just great. And I love that you mock me doing it. Anyway, plays the role of a sour IPA, at least from the ones I've had from Hudson Valley. Let's get a nose. It just smells so delicious. Definitely a tartness there from those grapes, from whatever they're doing with it, whatever they're using, if they're using lactobacillus in here, or some kind of other funky thing going on, whether with the yeast strain or they're putting lacto and pediococcus and all that stuff, right? There's all different kinds of bugs and stuff that you can sour it with. I'd imagine they're using lactose. This is probably kettle sour. They produce a lot of them, so it's probably kettle soured, one would imagine. But yeah, lemony tartness. Those grapes are nice. It's giving it like a, so because I drink beer, it's like way more than wine. I really don't drink wine, but when I have white wine, it's usually super dry. But it's giving me that, like, they're using Hallertau Blanc, but I almost feel like they might have been better off using some kind of Australian or New Zealand hop, like Motueka or Nelson Sauvin or something like that. I just feel like those produce white grape, white wine notes, but maybe there was a reason they went for the Hallertau Blanc. Who the fuck am I? Just a beer reviewer on YouTube. I don't know what I'm talking about. A little bit of vanilla from that lactose as well. Almost giving me like if it existed, not like an orange creamsicle, but like a grape creamsicle. Yeah, that sounds dumb, but also sounds kind of delicious. Just a bit. Yeah, so lemon, white wine, white grape, a bit of vanilla. There's not much of the IPA left. This is, probably 9-10 weeks old. Like I said, just over 2 months. I think it's like closer to 9 weeks old based on the date. But it's still smelling fucking delicious, so let's get into it. Cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Andrew. This is drinking like a citrus creamsicle. I can't even say orange at this point. There's like a lot of like tangerine, tangelo, orange. There's a lot of citrus. And a citrus creamsicle infused with white grapes and a bit of white wine. It sounds really weird, right? It's fucking delicious. %, I have no idea. It drinks like it's 4. It drinks like a lemonade or something. I didn't even tell you there's alcohol in here. Yeah, it's the body, straight up medium bodied, fine for 7%. The mouthfeel from the lactose and the wheat and the flaked oats, just it's creamy, it's smooth, it's enhancing those creamsicle characters that I was talking about. Right up front, yeah, I said oranges and tangelos and all this, you know, nonsense about citrus. Really, there's a lot of lemon tartness. There's orange, there's tangelos, there's tangerines, tons of citrus. Right when it hits your palate too, it's like tart lemon into those citrus characters. Passes through the palate. That vanilla, actually the lactose, that, you know, tastes like vanilla. I get so many times, I mentioned this in so many reviews, but I've talked to like Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews and a couple other people. Like, I nowadays get way more vanilla from lactose than I get from actual vanilla being used in beers. I don't know what it is, but just adds that vanilla vibe to it. So as it passes through the palate, that lactose hits, and you get like, that's where the creamsicle pops in because it mixes with all that citrus fruit. And then on the finish, you're left with like a, yeah, the finish is kind of like drier white wine characteristics, but you still get hints of that creamsicle. So the finish is all kinds of messed up, but delicious at the same time. It's sweet and tart, and not really, there's maybe an ever so slight touch of bitterness, but this one's really sweet, but it's not overly sweet because the tartness cuts it. There's really gotta be something that cut the sweetness for me. Whether it's from a tart character in the beer, or a dry finish, or a bitterness, it needs to cut that sweetness, because so many beers nowadays, especially like New England style IPAs and IPAs that use lactose in it, and just, you know, big pastry stouts and stuff, those can be too sweet at times where you don't even want to drink the entire can. I'm gonna crush this can. I wish I had a 4-pack of this. I don't care what it costs. Probably costs like 20 bucks. This is awesome. I always keep it real with you guys when it comes to the ratings. I didn't think I'd like it this much, but clearly Hudson Valley sings to me, speaks directly to my soul and my heart. And I am going to give Semillon Purelake from Hudson Valley a 4.75 out of 5. I didn't think I was going to give it that. This is close to a 5. This is not as good as the Amulet, but it's damn close. And I highly recommend every single person out there, if you can just try Hudson Valley beer just to see what you think about it, I'd be curious. I'm sure some of you out there will absolutely hate them with a passion. Sour IPAs, what the F is that? I get it. But for me, the sour IPAs are delicious. This is delicious beer. I want to drink all of this. I am going to drink all of this. I'm going to drink the rest of it. I'm going to do it off camera, and I'm going to have a great night. So appreciate you guys stopping by for another beer review. I hope you're drinking some kind of delicious awesomeness in the glass like I am. And until the next one, cheers.